here. We're back. Finally, we're back. I feel like it's been forever again. It's been crazy. I don't know. We have to be more consistent. No, let me clear that up. I need to be more consistent. So thanks everybody for tuning in, for joining us today. We truly appreciate it. Remember that if you are wanting a reading, the donation is $10. You can either PayPal or e-transfer. If you're in Canada, you can e-transfer. And the email address is going across the bottom of the screen. And if you would like a personal reading, we missed you too, Samantha. That's so sweet. If you'd like a personal reading with me, you can contact me at oracleintuitions.com. And if you would like a reading with Mamie, you can contact her at Mimi's Holistics through Etsy, but also on TikTok. So tell us why you had to change your TikTok.
So the weirdest thing, I don't know if there was like it got hacked or what the issue was. I had so many glitches. So the business name is still Mimi's Holistics, but if you look for me on TikTok, it's gonna be Mimi_for you. TikTok couldn't figure out what the issue was, so the only other option was deleting the account and starting a new one. So that's what we did.
Oh, so did you talk to TikTok and they
Yeah, TikTok actually had to delete it for me because it wouldn't allow me. It just kept giving me an error message, and sometimes I couldn't get on live, and then it would take me forever to go live because there was always some kind of issue or glitch. So
that's actually, I've heard that from other people that they had some TikTok issues. I don't think it was the same. I'll be honest with you, when they said that, I was just kind of like, whatever, over my head. I don't understand a lot of TikTok stuff because I'm not on it enough. I usually just watch the videos that people will send to me, or, once in a while, somebody will send me like a message off TikTok being like, hey, watch this video, and I'll be like, okay. But that's pretty much my limitation. So, but maybe they were just having some massive issues all around.
Well, definitely this week. It's been very wonky and everybody has been complaining about it. It's people getting kicked out of watching people's lives or their lives lagging. A few video views have gone down as well. Very strange.
Wow. Yeah, that's not good at all. Because so guys, I am going away for a couple of weeks at the end of the month. I just want to let everybody know, if you do want a personal reading, now is the time to book in. There's a few slots left. But I am pretty busy, but like I said, all of the slots are, that I can do are open. And if for some reason, I have to message and let you know, hey, look, can we move it in a half an hour, or whatever, I'll message you directly. But I will be going away for 2 weeks at the end of March, going into April. I'm really excited about that. And I think also too, just as a question, how do you guys feel about, I would really like to get back into more of the weekly, not just the readings, the live ones, but also, just the tarot readings that I used to do. And I have the time now. It's been so busy, and, we had so much that we were trying to do. You know what, Heather? I'm going to Florida. I'm going to Florida. I've never been to Florida, so I'm excited. It's funny. I've been up and down the West Coast. Like, I've been pretty much everywhere West Coast, not Alaska or anything like that, but, from the West Coast, all of BC, all the way down to California, a few times back and forth. And I love the West Coast. I've never been the East Coast. The furthest I've ever been East Coast, don't laugh, is Saskatchewan. Like, literally. Like, that's it. That's the furthest I've ever been East Coast. But West Coast, even all the way to Hawaii, several times, right? Like, because I love Hawaii as well. But I've never been East Coast. So I thought we're gonna go. We're gonna do Florida. We're actually going to Disney World, Miguel. And and a lot of people are like, so your son's 18, why are you going to Disney World? Here's why. Is because so he really did want to go. Like, I asked him, I said, where do you want to go? Like, what? Neither of us are into beaches. Like, I'm not one I have to do stuff. I've got a lot of energy. I'm like go 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 go. Like don't get me wrong, I like to chill out, in the odd hot tub or whatever, or maybe a beach once in a while. But to do that for 2 weeks, I'd be out of my freaking mind. Like I would be so bored. I might as well just come home and sit on my couch and do that. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't interest me. I'm one of those people, like even when I've been to Hawaii, it's like, okay, I'm going on this tour and this hike and I'm gonna do this and zip lining and whatever I can get my hands on, I'm doing. Like I gotta go and do it. And so uh when I mentioned a few places, like we thought, okay, maybe we could go to Mexico, we could do this. And we were both like, yeah, it doesn't interest us. Like, it's just not our thing. So we thought, we've already been to Disneyland twice, so let's go over to Disney World, check it out because it's bigger. It's, whatever. Florida's nice and hot, and our hotel is great. So if we do want to just chill out in the pool, we have that option. And yeah, we were actually, one of the things that we were really debating about was actually going to Disney World or Disneyland or whatever it is,
Mhm.
in Paris. We were really like considering
Ooh,
Paris. Yeah. It's a little bit more expensive than I really wanted to spend
I figure.
because of the exchange, especially, but it was something that, I mean, maybe I'll do at some point in time, well, hopefully when I'm not in a fucking wheelchair, or whatever, right? But
Hey, when you're in a wheelchair, you get to skip the line, so it's not that all bad.
yeah, well, it was funny because it's still icy here. Like we still have a lot of snow, and my son was coming out of the car the other day, and he actually slipped on the ice, and he
Oh
was
my gosh.
like, first thing I thought, he goes, "Oh, I fucked up my leg, and I'm gonna have to be in a freaking cast." And then he's like, "Yeah, but whatever. Like if I have to get a wheelchair while we're down there, whatever. I'll just skip the lines." And he's right into roller coasters. That's the other thing. He's right into roller coasters. I hate them, and I'll tell you why I hate them is because I, I was actually at West Edmonton Mall when our roller coaster went off the tracks way
Oh my
years
gosh.
ago. And I was there, and thankfully I didn't witness it, but I knew people who had witnessed it. They were freaking messes. I was working at the mall, like right when it went down, and the whole thing was very, it was very traumatic, right? And the next day at the mall, it was horrific simply because of the fact that they didn't close down the mall, which I think, personally, I think they, or at least closed that section. They kept the
Right.
section open, but all they did was put up a bunch of um uh you know boards around the roller coaster, which I thought was just very tacky. Whoops, sorry, I'm blocking this dude, I'm just letting you guys know. um but also too is that um the mall was packed that day, everybody trying to get a look.
Mhm.
And so for me, it's like going on the roller coaster. I did go on the roller coaster. I was actually on the roller coaster probably the week before it fell off the tracks. Not a big thing. You know what I mean? It happens, right? It's kind of like saying I was in that plane before it went down. I mean, you can't really make that comparison. You know what I mean? Like it's
Right.
like there was hundreds of people that went on the roller coaster probably even that night before it went down. So it's not really like one of those, I'm not trying to be a victim in any way, but it was like I just don't like roller coasters. So that's my thing. But my son loves them. So you know what? He's gonna have a blast. He's 18, he can go do what the hell he wants. I'll probably
Yeah.
you know, he can go off in Disneyland wherever he wants. I'll probably be shopping or, whatever. Who knows? So we're looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. It'll be fun.
That's awesome.
And you're so welcome, Kim. Yeah, I don't, I'm going to tell you guys something. And Namie's, the same thing. Anybody, we will never, ever, ever message anybody, for a reading. I will never message you and say, message me for a reading, or I suddenly got a message for you. The only people I would ever, ever do that for is like maybe my family and very, very close friends, but they would know it was me. I would never message a potential client or something like that. If people message me, I will, I will interact with them, obviously. But anybody that does try to do that or tries to, they have a message for you or whatever it is, or they'll give you a free reading. I'm going to tell you something. There's always a catch. There's always a catch behind that. And it's not something that you want to get yourself into. You want to, and I've had people that have gone, I know people that have gone down that that pathway, and they've always regretted it. And these people have either taken like hundreds of dollars from them, or they said that they're going to do some sort of freaking oogie boogie rain dance or whatever it is and clear off all of their negative spirits and all of this shit. And this is why I suggest you guys making sure you watch our show, because we usually give you the tips and hints and tricks and all of that stuff in regards to helping clear your energy, for free. Right? You don't need
Yeah.
us. You don't need us to clear your energy.
Yeah.
We're like, you don't need us. You don't need us in that way. We're here to guide and to help you. But you don't need us doing some sort of, hocus pocus around you. I do believe in Reiki. I do believe that Reiki is a very good tool for people to use. I do believe in, personal cleansing if somebody wants to do that. But if somebody's not charging you, or somebody's charging you above and beyond what a normal Reiki session is, and I can tell you it ain't hundreds or thousands of dollars, like for a Reiki session, right? And if somebody's not charging you a reasonable price for a Reiki session, and again, read reviews, read the comments, read, there's so many tools at our disposal in this internet, age, that all we have to do is take a quick look, and we can tell whether or not we're being scammed, or whether somebody is honest, or whether somebody is, it is what it is, right? But we are always here, to, even if we can't help, like there's a previous show, even if we can't come on live at that moment or talk to you directly, there's always a show that we've done in the past that will help through, to help with the clearings. Kim, I do not have them. No, does, because I'm in Canada, so we don't have it. I don't know. Do you have it, Mimi? Maybe.
I do. Give me a second. I'm gonna log in because I don't even know my own username.
Because if you might be able to do it that way, but
I'm gonna tell you right now. I mean, I guess this will open up something for us, and then for those that don't have it. Okay, so yeah, it's under Mimi's Holistics. So if you search in your Venmo, it'll be Mimi's Holistics. Mimi with an S at the end.
Oh, and Kim is also asking, how long have you been reading? Just curious. So me personally, I actually just started. I wouldn't say I was doing personal readings. I've been doing them I've been doing personal readings for, I don't know, 10, 15 years, I guess. I actually started, however, as a paranormal investigator, and I was actually kind of thrown into the role of medium almost right away. And simply because of the fact that through investigations that we were doing, there was many, many things that, that I was discovering and being spot on about doing investigations, and usually this had to do with medium work. And so after I was kind of done, I suppose, being an investigator, we still do a show, by the way, guys, make sure you do subscribe to the I Want to Believe channel, because we do live interviews there. We have all kinds of fun talking about the paranormal on that channel. But so I've been a reader for over 15 years. How about for you, Nami? You've been doing it for a few years now, a couple years maybe?
I'm going on 3 years now.
Yeah.
Prior to that, I was just I was always, since I was a kid actually, I was always seeing things and hearing things and sensing things, and I would have dreams and they'd tell me something ahead or warnings. And I didn't really open up to the gifts of, being intuitive and being able to do readings until I came across Kathy. And it opened up a lot of things for me because I would ask all these questions
I like pushing
and
people.
yeah, and so that's what opened it up for me. So I'm going on my 3 years now.
Hi, Will. How's it going? I'm so happy to see you. It's nice. Thanks for coming on, and have a great day at work today. He says he's heading to work. So thanks for coming on. Good to see you. Yeah, so we've got a few. I believe that we're starting off with Jessica.
Yes.
Um, I just wanted to, Samantha, is there anything specific that you wanted us to take a look into, like, in regards to what's coming next for me? That I think that's what you were saying.
Yeah,
Um,
like if anything specific, like future relationship or future career.
yeah,
Um,
like, is there any path that you want us to go?
mhm.
We can kind of just do general. I just can't guarantee exactly what general will come through. So just so you know. So Jessica is saying that she hasn't really talked to Cameron in a couple of weeks. He says he suddenly stopped talking to me a week ago. I saw him online and I said hi to him. Asked if he had any travel dates, but he didn't answer. Hmm.
um, so he communication is gonna come through. I don't really get this weekend. This weekend is a maybe, but I do get this upcoming week. Um, she said, you said something about a date in regards to travel dates. Travel dates, I'm not really picking up right now. I do pick up the communication coming through in the next few days, but travel dates I don't. It's like not sure. Not like he's not sure, or it's a possibility he may have some dates, but I'm not getting a definite for that. Let's see here. Oh. Okay. So I the first card that came out was romance. Jessica. So his love is there. There's nothing off going on. Um, However, he does feel nervous, especially the fact that things are moving pretty quick. Yeah, he's very nervous. um, Give me a second here.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's nothing else going on, Jessica. I know um he's very nervous about you two meeting each other. The fact that you know and now it's going to be physical. Now it's going to be we're face to face now, and as well as the living arrangements. So whether you're going to stay with him or stay at a hotel, when you get there, that's also something that's it's. And I've told you before, like it's crossed his mind, and he's so nervous about everything. Romance is still there, Jessica. Nothing's changed. There's nothing off. He's not purposely distancing himself in any kind of way, and there's nobody else involved, so don't think like that. um Other than that, I do get that you need to, and I think we spoke about this before. So there's a lot of letting go that you have to do. This could mean letting go of any negative thoughts. Like don't overthink about things. Like continue to go through this path. Um, Ready, like just be ready and be confident about it, because your path is just it's still amazing. Nothing I don't get anything negative. Nothing has changed in a negative way. um and try to let go of fear as well. Also, it also feels like you might have to get past anybody that you might be dealing with personally or at work. So either or, however it's resonating with you. However, I still get opportunity for you. So opportunity is still there, and that's another thing. You know, more positive, positive energy on your path. Nothing that is impacting it in any kind of negative way. So the door of opportunity is still open for you. There's going to be more things coming for you other than this relationship with Cameron, but overall, in abundance and happiness and relationship and everything, and any desires that any goals that you're wanting to reach, you're going to be able to reach them. So it's going to be actually an amazing year for you, Jessica. And I can't wait. Like I'm getting anxiety. Like I can't wait to hear, once you're there and moving forward, what's new to come, like what's happening with you once you're there. So overall, Jessica, just good things. Cameron's gonna reach out. He's probably it feels like he has a lot of things going on in his head and a lot of planning and figuring things out, but not ignoring you in any kind of way purposely. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for Jessica.
So yeah, the first thing that came through was actually fear. With him, like there's some sort of fear, obsession. Think overthinking is what I'm getting, and it was actually really confirmed for me with the devil card coming through, because that was the first energy that I got. It's almost exactly more or less what Nami said is, he's things are moving fast, right? So now he's like, holy shit, this is all coming together. I feel like it's almost as though he took like not an emotional step back, because the emotions are all still there. He just took sort of a mental or physical step back, just to kind of recalibrate himself. He knows you're waiting though for an answer, and I do feel that he wants to bring it to you. He's not fully in his power at this moment. Yeah, that Emperor coming through in reverse, for me, that's that he's not fully in his own personal power. And again, I feel like that overthinking, and it's almost as though he's overthinking the new beginnings, new steps, new all of this, like where this could go, what could happen, all of that, that energy. But it's not scaring him in a negative form. It's just, when you're waiting for something to happen and it finally does, you're sort of put into this pause position, because you've been wanting something so bad, or you've been desiring it, or whatever it is, and then you don't know what to do with it when it comes to fruition. That's more or less where he is. That's the energy that I really get from him. I feel like he does want to respond. I'm also really getting that he might not have dates, and that's where he's trying to figure stuff out. I almost feel like there's a blockage in regards to maybe somebody not giving him the dates, or being able to come up with the dates. I don't think that this has to do with him. I kind of feel like this could have to do maybe with, like, I don't know if he has a boss, or if he's trying to figure out when he's not busy, like trying to clear things up so that he can say, okay, this is more or less definite. I do feel communication coming in. It's funny, I actually got the strength, the sun, and the faith, the Hierophant, like have faith that, like, things are going to be, things are going to be okay. I think I literally just swallowed my spit wrong. Just a
It went
second.
down the wrong pipe.
It did. Yeah. As I'm talking, it's like, whew, okay. I didn't want that to turn into some big choking episode, which is always embarrassing. But yeah, communication and clarity is really coming through, as well as what I'm getting. I do feel like he wants us to move forward. I just feel he's in that place of fear. And I also get that he might be really overwhelmed in some way with work, or something is going on. And so the clarity of what date can I actually do this, like I feel like he doesn't want you to be there and not being able to spend the time with you. Like he wants to be with you. Now, I am going to say, because of this, he would rather have you there and maybe not spend as much time as he possibly could with you rather than not have you there at all. So I do feel, try not to do the overthinking of, for yourself, and try not to come through with a disappointment if he says, look at, I might not be able to get like all of the time off. Okay. Because I do feel that he wants, like I said, he'd rather have as much time as he can with you rather than no time at all. And that's what I keep getting. But I feel like he's trying to figure out how to do this. And he might even be trying to clear off work before giving you a more definite idea. I do feel he'll come through though. Whether or not it's this weekend, I'm not 100% sure, but I do feel. Let me just ask. I can ask. We'll see what's happening. I don't know. Sometimes timelines can be off, but I do feel it's like within this week. I literally got 2 6s, 6 of cups, 6 of coins. It could be anywhere from 6 hours to 6 days. Okay. Like I want to say it's going to be sooner than that, than obviously the 6 days, but I do feel it's going to be fairly quick.
Yeah,
So,
and I got the same. So next few days.
yeah. So I hope that helps, Jessica. I hope that gave you some sense of clarity. As for your boss, I literally just pulled up another 6, like, so, and Ace of Cups. Like this is the energy that's coming through. I feel like, especially with the Ace of Cups, there is still like, the love there, the wanting to see you, the wanting to all of this. I just feel like he's definitely overthinking at this point and working. So yeah, I hope that helped. And she's like, got it. Okay, good. Did that give you some clarity at all? I hope so. Although the energy is still there.
You're welcome, Jessica.
All right. I believe Heather's next. And Heather wants to know about Zach. Just a second. Something about my computer's acting weird. Would like to see how Zach's energy is reading towards her. No updates since last time we connected. Thanks. And I think she had said also that you had mentioned, before the end of March that she should be hearing. Is that still happening?
So when I ask about March, I'm not really getting March. March is now a possibility. It's leaning more towards April. So it's leaning more towards April, Heather, now. What was the other question? There. Okay. So Heather, you have crossed Z's mind. There's still interest there. So he still has interest for you. So I don't feel like there's anyone else involved unless that's crossed your mind. In case that's crossed your mind, I'm sorry. So with communication, and the communication is very off too. So I'm getting between this month and April. So that's the only update on that. Okay, so let me get more in depth here. Okay, so So the first message was that the situation is going to improve. So that's just confirming the fact that I do get the communication and reconciliation is just it's between this month and April. So that's still something that's coming forth. However, something shifted for it to push now to the next month. Okay. Um, I don't want to say it's definite April. It's just between this month and April. Okay, Heather. Um, I still, however, the energy that I get when it comes to you, this is more you than him. At the end of the day, it's still up to you if you want to continue something with this person or continue to wait around for this person and pursue a relationship again with this person. So that message is coming out, strong. Like it's you. Like it's up to you. Um, it feels as if you're going to have to as well. So I'm getting like balancing, compromising. It feels more balancing than anything. So it just feels like you need to weigh out your options here and figure out, is this worth it? Should I continue to wait? Is this something that I want to pursue again with this person? Basically, is what I'm getting. That's mostly the messages that I do get at this time when it comes to you and Zach. I know you wanted probably something more in depth in regards to the relationship, but it just feels like this is all about you. Like they're telling you, hey, it can happen. There's a possibility, but do you want to? Like that they want you to figure this out. Is this something that you want to pursue again? Okay. Um she says, I agree. I want this to come back and explore the possibility and then make my decision. Okay, so that sounds like balancing to me, girl. So so that's your balancing there. So, when this reconciliation does come forth and you guys try again, then that will be your moment to weigh out your options and figure out do, do I still want to be with this person or should I just completely cut it off now? You know what I mean? So that is what I do get for you and Zach at this time, Heather.
Interesting enough, a lot of Libra energies coming through with the cards that I pulled. I did get the Justice and the King of Swords. Here's the thing, with Zach, and the Justice is really about balance, as Nami was just talking about, right? Um, Zach is not a happy little boy right now. I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot of mental and emotional conflict that I do feel is going on within him. I feel to some degree that within himself, I kind of expected, I think he's kind of expecting that you were going to reach out to him. I also really think that there was a part of him that was expecting you to be begging him or whatever, to make some sort of movement forward. And so in his mind, especially with the death card, it's kind of like, is this over? Do I need to balance things out? I kind of get this energy from him that he's wondering, maybe you're done with him. I'm going to tell you, here's the thing, Heather, I'm very proud of you at the fact that you haven't reached out to him, because he needs to grow up, this boy. The behavior that he's exhibiting is very immature, right? And I do feel that there's a lot of immaturity that's coming through, within these cards. Now, he is still looking forward to a future. I do get that. There is still this Ace of Cups coming through. Between the two of you, the energy between the two of you, like still a lot of love and emotion and all of that. I just feel he's not being a man by stepping forward and saying, this is what I want, or this is what, I want to pursue. This is how I feel. Even though I do feel that there's a lot of those emotions that are there, but he gets so inner focused. It's almost as though he gets so set and focusing in on these, the Three of Cups that are spilled rather than the Two of Cups behind him. And I do feel like his family, even I feel like some of his work is suffering too. Um, I am getting that. I'm not exactly sure how. It might be that he doesn't have the drive or motivation for it. Maybe the work's not suffering, but the drive and motivation towards it might be lacking. I feel all of those energies. But I also do feel, especially with this 3 of Wands, that he does want to reach out, that there is some sort of communication. I do not get anybody else around him, or that he's communicating with others. I'm actually last card through was the Lovers. So I still feel, especially with this Ace of Cups, but just the energy within him himself, it does feel like there is still caring, the love. Why can't these men just grow the fuck up? I'm sorry, but like, grow up, these guys. You know what I mean? Because it's ridiculous, like, your grown men, start acting like it, just say, hey, this is what I want. Let's do this thing, and state what it is. But it's so prevalent that he still wants this. I do feel that he does still want this. Yeah, I just keep getting like a lot of emotion, towards you, even hidden emotion. I feel like he's really thinking about he's focused in on his own, his own sadness, his own, stuff. And I think that sometimes he doesn't appreciate how much um that this can really hurt other people when they behave in these ways. And but I do feel him coming forward. I do feel like this energy is still there. Um, Look at this. Literally came out. 2 of Cups. The love is still there. It's still there for you. I feel like he's just trying to get his energy together. He's trying to, he has to stop inner focusing, it is so much like, I don't know how to describe it other than that, but it's almost like he's so focused on himself that he's not looking outside. And at the same time, you're right there on the cusp of him coming forward, and you will be okay with or without him, absolutely. And I feel like you need to continue to be in that energy, because that's actually helping him remove himself from this energy of where he's just so self-focused. Okay, so when again, I keep getting, Heather, that you are supposed to be doing your own spiritual work, and you know what I'm talking about with like human design and Reiki and all of that stuff. I feel like that's something that spirit has been guiding you towards as well, and or at least screaming at me for you to start doing it. I'm not sure. But I feel like you'll see a change and a shift within the energy once you start really, once you start getting back into that. So I hope that helped. You're going to hear from him. I do feel like you're going to hear from him fairly soon. I do feel there might even be another supper. He's also feeling, I do kind of get this energy. He's feeling a little bit guilty from his behavior. Um, from just his behavior the last month or so, or what he did do before, and even just dropping your stuff off at the door, that kind of behavior. And I feel like he also knew that he made a lot of mistakes within that behavior. So I hope that's helped, Heather. Let's see. He should feel guilty. Yeah, damn right he should, right? Okay, I believe that Miguel's next. So Miguel was just looking for a general message. And you're so welcome, Heather. Thank you so very much.
I hear Miguel in like the next room. He's like, "Ooh, I'm next." Okay. Well, you need to continue your meditation. Continue, I mean, not just enjoying outdoors, but working on energy. Okay, is what I get. So I think like you should be getting back to your Reiki or do more Reiki, not just on other people, but on yourself. Is something that I do get for you. I'm also getting to stay positive, stay on the positive side. And he has been actually doing a lot better with that. But there's moments that you go back to the panicking. So stay on the positive, on that positive mindset. I'm also getting that you need to balance things, certain things in your life. It kind of feels like I keep getting people. Huh, and people just came to my head. Okay, people. You need to I get excited because sometimes I get these things and sometimes I don't. So people balancing, you know, if you cut someone off, if you cut someone off, you cut them off. You don't bring them back in and then cut them off again and then bring them back in. It doesn't work like that. Um so balancing the people that you continue to either associate yourself with or socialize with, if they're not for you and you know they're negative and they bring negative energy, then it's just a matter of like you just have to keep them away, like cut it off. um in regards to that, and this is, it feels this is coming hand in hand. Give me a second, I'm just gonna clarify. Okay, so communication is also something that's coming through, and it comes hand in hand with this message. Basically, that you need to, okay, don't come with this I'm trying to find the word. Like this strategy of how you need to communicate with certain people because that has been your strategy forever, or this is how this strategy works with this person. No, you just need to be clear and straight and blunt and to the point. So that is what I'm getting when it comes, in regards to communication with these certain people that you're needing to um balance out in your life. The negative ones, you just need to be just straight out. Like, this is this and this is that. I don't like this, I don't like that, and it needs to be this way. You don't like it, then okay, well, then this is what it is. So that's what I'm getting from Miguel. And while you're doing his reading, I gotta turn the light on because it's getting dark.
Yeah. Okay, so this is really interesting. I was really trying not to listen to what name he was saying, because literally I had, okay, so why are your messages always like this, Miguel? What the fuck? Like, seriously. um okay, so the first thing I actually got, it was almost as though as soon as I tuned into you, I literally had 3 or 4 angels, just it's on, like, screaming at me. And the interesting thing is, you're here and they're around you, up, 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 like here, like they're all around here, I guess is the best way to say it. Like, I feel like they're above you. trying to, and they're all screaming at once. So I don't know what, like calm down. Is kind of what I want to say. Like, but they all have messages, so like they all have a particular message. They're not being 100% clear. I think all the messages are more or less tying into each other, but I would not be surprised at all if you have been either hearing or feeling overwhelmed, I guess, because their energy is like it's sort of like it would be like going to an amusement park and having all kinds of freaking noise in your head, like, or a buzzing maybe. Or maybe you've been feeling like a vibration of some sort because it really feels like they're all trying to communicate with you. Also, I keep getting something about digging. Have you been using a shovel digging? Something about digging, shovel, like a shovel. I don't know what that's about. Have you been doing that? Has he been doing that?
He's been doing what the last reading, I can't remember how long ago it was, about clearing the land that he needed to do that. He's been doing that.
Okay. Because that feels like they're happy about that. Like it felt like an acknowledgement of that, because I just kept hearing digging and I kept seeing a shovel and that sort of thing. But something being important that you're not listening to. And again, I almost get like a buzzing noise or like a lot of energy really coming through with like words and messages. They want you to fulfill your happiness. And I'm not exactly sure where you're holding yourself back in regards to that, because I don't feel like you're purposely, trying to punish yourself or you're sacrificing, but it does feel as though it almost like what I want to say, and this is the energy that's coming forward with it, is that it's more like a visual, like somebody who's they have all the happiness in the world, but they insist upon carrying like this little bomb or something, waiting for it to explode or waiting for it to go off or waiting for the whatever, you know what I mean? And they're telling you to freaking drop it. Like you need to drop that shit because your cups, the 9 of cups, they're trying to fulfill your wishes, your happiness, but there's a lot of guarding, guarded energy that you've been kind of putting up or building around yourself for some reason. This could have to do, like I said, I try not to listen to what Nami said, but I did hear about you having to get rid of some people or trying to move them out, or maybe that there's people that you don't need within your life or whatever. It's okay to just drop that ball if you need to drop it, like remove them in some way. Hangman's coming through. Just you just mentioned about doing massages and Reiki. Yeah, I feel like this is something that you need to get back into, or at least start the process of, especially with the hangman. Now, it's okay to sit and think, about how you want to do this, how you want to handle it, how you want to proceed forward with it. Just don't spend too much time in your head and making sure that everything doesn't need to be perfect before you just jump into it. I hope that helps. Like, I hope that makes sense, because it kind of feels like just start doing it rather than, you know, overthinking it, or being like, oh, I need this and I need that, or I need this particular oil, so I can't do massages until this happens. You don't need to be in that energy, because that is withholding your happiness. Okay, and that's good about keeping them at a distance, because there is a lot of blocked, a little bit of, like when that 9 of Wands comes in, it's like somebody who's kind of preparing themselves for, the next fight or the next battle. It's like they're taking a rest. They're building their energy. They're keeping their resources safe and to themselves, because they're almost maybe perhaps ready for the next battle or the next thing that they're getting ready for. And I feel like that's fine, but you can just drop that energy. You can drop whatever it is that's making you sit on the fence about that. So those are the messages that are coming through. Start really listening. And again, as Nami had said, meditation, because I feel like with all of these angels that are yelling, literally yelling, like they want you to hear them. So be in that energy with the meditation to allow it to happen. To allow it to happen. Yeah. There's this technique I learned about the other day. And if you're a Sherlock Holmes fan, I'm a Sherlock Holmes fan. I love Sherlock Holmes. Anything to do with Sherlock Holmes, I'm all over that shit, right? I love Sherlock Holmes because I love mysteries and, all of that. I love figuring stuff out. But Sherlock Holmes used to do a memory palace, and it was kind of cool. So he would go in and, you know, kind of confront his memories. But what he was able to do is remember things like, let's say, you can't remember everything in the room or you can't remember a full conversation. He would go into his memory palace and recall everything, and being in your memory palace helps bring it forward. So it helps you, to remember those little things that you might have forgotten about, right? But there's also a brain palace that we can just do. It doesn't need to be memory, but the brain palace, and make it like your fantasy palace in your brain. And when you're doing the meditation, you can, it's almost as though you're sectioning off a portion of your brain, and go into that area, go into that room, because everybody thinks that we need to just sit in silence and try not to think. And that's great, if you have that type of brain that can do that. If you have an overactive brain, like somebody like me, it's really hard to shut everything off and just be like still, but if you go into your brain palace, what you can actually do is you can start, go in there and talk to your angels. Go in there and talk to your angels. Sit down on the floor, sit in a chair, pour yourself a drink in your brain palace, and invite them to come sit down and listen to what they have to say. And you can do this with people, you can do this with your guides, you can do this really with everything. You can form that room inside of your mind, and or go into a field, or maybe wherever you would enjoy having a conversation with spirit or with your angels, and see what happens, and see what the messages are that are coming through. The problem a lot of people do, though, or the thing that a lot of people do, is they dismiss what they're hearing, right? And they'll be like, oh, that can't be right, or that, we tend to doubt ourselves. And as when we don't want to be in that area. Just listen to what they have to say, and if you have a question about it, ask them a question in the mind palace. Like I said, pour them a drink, or pour yourself a drink, sit, chill, invite them to sit down, right? See what happens. And listen to those messages that are coming through. And it's almost like quantum leaping, to some degree, because what you're doing is you're really shifting to some degree that reality, especially if you make it, let's say you want a business, you know what I mean, and you have this idea for the Reiki and the massage. So go into your brain palace and form it for yourself in there, right? And interact with your clients, interact with whatever it is, and spend a little bit of your day forming what it is that you want to create. So there's an idea. Just thought I'd mention that. Samantha, she is a Scorpio. She wants to know what's coming forward for a future relationship.
Okay.
What is with the scammers today? Holy, I haven't blocked this much for a long time.
Okay, so Samantha, I do get relationship coming forth for you this year. However, I'm getting it towards the last 6 months of this year. I'm not getting it towards the first half. So the last half is what I'm getting at this time. It doesn't feel, it kind of feels as if maybe someone that you know or might have known or something like that doesn't feel new. Give me a second here. Okay. Okay, so girl, getting a lot of different things. Okay, so these two kind of go hand in hand. Okay, so it just either you've been working on your healing and not healing like health wise, healing like mentally, emotionally, and it feels like you still need some work to do there. And take the time off. Why are you laughing? You got the same thing? Yeah, you need to take the time to take some time apart from all the chaos, all the work and the children. Whenever you have that time, find it and at least once a week like work on you and think about, clear everything out of your head, everything and everyone, and think about you and exactly what you want for yourself and what is in your best interest for you, including your children, because I know um you have children that you still are responsible for because they're underage. So take that time to figure out exactly where your feelings are, where do you want to invest those feelings, but also think about the things that you're wanting for yourself in the long run, for the future, not something that might be just short distance, something that's going to be long. Okay. So that is something that I do get for you. I'm getting there's something in regards to communication. I don't know if you're having problems communicating or you haven't communicated with someone, or there's no mutual understanding taking place. So make sure that you do work on that communication with whomever that is, and um, be more upfront about how you feel and what you're thinking. Okay. Aside from all of that, I do get success for you, Samantha. Success is a great message. This means that I know you recently, last few months, you got a promotion at work, and that's amazing, but I'm still getting the success card, so that just means that there's more coming forth for you, which is great. So that is what I'm getting for you, Samantha.
It's funny because when you said, like, I'm looking at these cards and I'm like, what the hell is going on with Samantha? Like, there's a lot of energy here where there's defensiveness, maybe some mental conflict I feel like the mental conflict is getting better. I feel like it was there, but it's getting better. You might be really dealing with it a lot, in a better way. There's still a little bit of defensiveness though, a little bit of your barriers or your walls being up. Um, but again, I do feel like this is starting to balance out. I feel like this is just residual energy that you kind of have to just clear off, remove, let it go, come to terms with, maybe is some to some degree. Temperance card is coming out. Um, So there's definitely some balance that needs to happen. What I'm getting here, and it was funny because you had actually mentioned it, Naomi, was planning for the future. What I actually got with that was the Seven of Pentacles. So this really talks about start planting those seeds for yourself. I think long term, instead of like short term relationships or, even just a lot. I just keep getting this energy kind of coming through. And I don't mean this in any insulting way, so please don't take it like that. But I do feel a little bit of energy that's coming through that feels sometimes when we've gone through a bad bout of something or a breakup, or where we're not feeling recognized or loved, sometimes we'll take a temporary energy. Like we'll what's the best way to explain this? And this doesn't, I'm going to explain it in this way, but I don't feel it 100% applies to you. Okay. This is a little bit of that energy that's coming through. You know, it's kind of like when somebody goes through a breakup, if somebody messaged them on social media, they would actually engage in a conversation with this person, even though this person is not anywhere near who they would normally even have a conversation with. It's just sort of to feel better about ourselves, or to feel stronger within ourselves, or to feel attractive or whatever. It's kind of like there's a little bit of energy that's coming through here that's kind of like somebody going to the bar after a breakup and doing the whole pictures, you know what I mean? Like, look how cool I am. You're not affecting me. I'm okay. I'm just making myself feel better. It's that little bit of that energy, like, you know, and people doing that stupid, you know, whatever they do on suits. But again, I don't feel like that is completely you. What I'm getting you here though is don't accept a temporary energy in order to make yourself feel better, even if it's just temporary. Like, don't be in that place of going, I'm going to accept this date even if I have absolutely no interest in this person, because what I keep getting is something way better is coming through, way better. And you'll be happy for the wait because of the fact that you've done a lot of healing, you've done a lot of clearing within yourself. You've set those plans, you've created, you've planted those seeds, you're becoming stronger with yourself. And I'm actually getting around October, okay, is where this is coming through. And I like literally, this person is full of passion. This person is, it was funny because in my head I said, I wonder what this person's like. And I pulled the King of Wands. This person is full of passion. They're the type of people who aren't a player. When he wants something, he's not going to, he's not the type of person that's going to be flippy floppy. You know, today I want you, tomorrow I don't type of energy. This is somebody who's like, Samantha, let's just get this on. Let's date. Let's see where this goes. I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to show you that I actually care. I'm going to show you that I actually have, you know, respect and oh my shit, like literally, look at this. King of Pentacles coming through. This is really good. But I do feel it is later in the year because there's some healing that still needs to happen. And there's a little bit of, you need to have some faith too. You need to have some faith that things are going to, you know, work out okay. But there's a brand new energy that's coming through. Now, when I talk about brand new energy, this does not need to be a new person. It can be a change within the energy of a previous person, because a lot of people get that confused. It may be a new person, but I'm actually getting older energy and somebody who may have grown up, somebody that may have matured, you know, come to a realization of the fact that, you know, they want you in their life. But either way, it does show that this is a very strong, no more deceit. I keep hearing no more deceit, no more not being able to choose a path. Like, it feels like this person knows where they want to go with you and they're going to make it clear. So I hope that that helped. I hope that gave you some clarity. Just don't be ready to take on any temporary energy at all, because your worth is so much better than that. And I hope that that makes sense. Like, you're more worthy than temporary energy. Oh, we're in no contact, right? That's okay. That's
So
okay.
I think, Samantha, are you talking about Rob? Because I'm not picking up Rob. So I just wanted to clarify if that's who you're talking about.
No, I'm good at the single life right now. Good. Yeah, but here's the thing. Um,
Oh, okay, yeah, because I'm not that new energy that we're talking about. It doesn't feel like it's Rob.
here's the other thing, Samantha, is that we have to be. I keep hearing like for you to remain open. Okay. And the reason that I'm saying that is sometimes we get so stuck on something like you just said. No, I'm good at the single life right now. Great. Good for you. However, don't get too caught in those words. Be more focused on the energy of what you're feeling right now, like the happiness that you receive, the fulfillment that you're receiving, probably from yourself, maybe from your kids, people around you, friends, family, that sort of thing. That's the more important energy to stay focused on, and really go, I'm happy. Like I feel good. I feel strong, because this right there, that energy is what is going to draw in the thing that the person that recognizes that energy, and they'll feel it, and they'll want to be around it, and it'll give that relationship a lot of strength as well. So don't be too focused on the single life, I guess. And what I mean by that is the wording of it. Be careful of the wording in that, because a lot of times, we'll keep throwing that out. Universe hears that.
Yeah. And
Right?
then you'll be alone for too long or forever,
Right.
and you're gonna be like, damn,
Like,
what happened?
yeah, because we don't want to be in that place of, I want a relationship, but I'm good with the single life. Well, which one? The universe is going to be like, what the fuck do you want then? Like, what do you want? You want this? You want that? I'm like, we don't know. Tell us what you want. So being more in the energy of, I'm open. I'm happy right now. I'm feeling fulfilled. I just feel something amazing is coming forward. It's going to take a while, but you'll see as you're moving forward. But be careful of the wording, you know and it's more of about being present and being happy and being fulfilled from where you are at this moment, rather than focusing in on this or that type of energy. And you will see. So, and she laughs. That's so cute. But I think she was laughing at my funny movements. I'm like, but yeah. I think that you had picked up near the end of the year too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that seems about right, because I got about October. So, you're so welcome, Samantha. You're so welcome. It's just I feel a lot of happiness for you coming forward. But here's the thing, is be in a place of happiness also right now. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We truly appreciate it. Thanks for everybody, for putting up with our back and forth coming in. our, our back and forth broadcast. We will try to be here Wednesday. I don't think we have anything going on as of yet, or do we? I'm not sure. Do we?
Oh no, I'm free Wednesday as far as I know. So
Okay, cool. Well, we'll
yeah.
see where that goes. I'm pretty sure I am too, so that's really cool. Um, Thanks again, guys. Thank you for being here. Remember, if you want a personal reading, you can contact me at oracleintuitions.com. And make sure that you do book. If you do want a reading right away, make sure you book fairly quickly, because I will be away from March 22nd. I actually believe I have myself booked off from the 21st too, just so I can actually pack and get my stuff together and whatever. Until about the 3rd of April, I'll be gone. So, and if you want a personal reading with Mimi, you can contact her at Mimi's Holistics on Etsy. I can't talk anymore. My talking is done now.
Mimi's Holistics on Etsy, or you can look me up on TikTok as Mimi_for you, like it is here on the screen.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys. Take care, and we will see you soon.